French President Emmanuel Macron vowing to make every effort to support Ukraine, including hosting an international conference meant to help the country make it through the winter. However, in the long run, Macron says he believes that talks with Russia will be needed to find a path toward peace. Today's International Donors Conference in Paris intended to provide Kyiv with some immediate aid, both in financing and equipment. Let's bring in Ross Cullen, I-24 News contributor, live for us in Paris, where that conference will be taking place. Ross, good morning. Talk to us about the aim of this conference and first, what kind of practical steps they can take to support the Ukrainians.
Yeah, good morning. There are going to be two conferences taking place today, back-to-back, starting with an international diplomacy conference getting underway very shortly. Excuse me if I do look off screen, because we are expecting the arrival of the Ukrainian delegation. Prime Minister Denis Shmyhal is going to be here, along with the First Lady, Olena Zelenska, and President Volodymyr Zelensky is joining via video link from Kyiv this morning, hosted by Emmanuel Macron. We're also expecting any minute now the French president, the host president, to arrive for this conference to show solidarity and support for the Ukrainian people. Also expecting speeches from the European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen, and then a plenary session this morning. This afternoon's conference is mostly focused on finance, the bilateral focus from French companies to be able to speak to the Ukrainian delegation to try to enable direct dialogue between French companies and Ukraine, focused on reconstruction. So in the morning, focused on diplomacy, and in the afternoon, the international conference focused on finance.
Well, while Europe is looking for ways to help Ukraine get through the winter season following damage to critical infrastructure because of continued Russian strikes, Europe itself is facing cold weather and potential energy crisis. Now, the Group of Seven promising yesterday to meet Ukraine's urgent requirements after Zelensky appealed for more weapons like modern tanks, artillery, long-range weapons to counter Russia's devastating invasion. So what can we expect in terms of more military aid today?
Yeah, it was -4 here in Paris this morning, but that's nothing compared to the average temperatures we do see at the moment, December, January and February in Ukraine, facing a brutal winter. We have seen Russia increasing its attacks on Ukraine's energy infrastructure, and so there will be hopefully money pledged by European Union nations and other partners for Ukraine's energy infrastructure. Today, we have seen a lot of humanitarian support, financial support and diplomatic support, but as you say, the military side is important as well. We are going to be hearing a live speech from Volodymyr Zelensky via video link from the Ukrainian capital, Kyiv. He might well renew those calls for more military deliveries from European Union and other Ukrainian partners into the country to fight the Russian invasion. We're going to see pledges of diplomacy, pledges of humanitarian support, medical deliveries, support for reconstructing the health and education sectors as well, protection of water supplies. But of course, there will be the undercurrent of the fact that Ukrainian forces are fighting Russian forces every day, and there will be a major military side to the discussions as well.
Ross Cullen live for us in Paris this morning. Thank you.